Jamaica, October 28, 2025.
This is downtown Kingston Harbour. Guys, I'm going to come off my line. I have work for the do. I'm going to work. If I'm able to come back out, I'll come back out.
Jamaica is currently facing Hurricane Melissa, which is being called the most destructive hurricane ever recorded to hit the Caribbean island. The Category 5 storm, the strongest possible on the Saffir-Simpson scale, will bring wind gusts of over 290 kilometers per hour, 180 miles per hour, and widespread devastation to the island, where authorities have ordered mandatory evacuations. Forecasters say the Category 5 storm is likely to cause catastrophic flooding, landslides, and widespread damage, and the Red Cross warns that up to 1.5 million people may be directly affected. Hurricane Melissa powerful winds have now unleashed their fury on Jamaica, as residents brace for the storm. Several videos circulating on social media show strong winds already battering residential areas, though this is only the beginning of the strongest storm of the century. Melissa is expected to make landfall in the next few hours, between 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Landfall is most likely to occur between Black River and Treasure Beach. When it makes landfall, it will be the first Category 5 hurricane to strike Jamaica in the island nation's history. Peak storm surge heights could reach 9 to 13 feet above ground level near and to the east of the landfall area. Melissa's slow movement over unusually tepid Caribbean water had contributed to its ballooning size and strength, NHC forecasters said, threatening Jamaica with days of never-before-seen catastrophic winds and rain.
Coming live from Montego Bay, Jamaica.
The U.S. National Hurricane Center expects after wreaking havoc in Jamaica, Melissa is set to hit Cuba tomorrow as a Category 4 storm, then pass over the eastern Bahamas as a Category 2 storm before heading out to sea. Storm surges of up to 4 meters were expected, she said, with rainfall set to exceed 70 centimeters, 2.3 feet, causing catastrophic flash flooding and landslides. Jamaica's high mountains are likely to exacerbate Melissa's rains. As it is a slow-moving hurricane, there are also higher chances of more rainfall in concentrated areas, which could greatly increase the chances of flooding. This could be devastating for Jamaica's low-lying and flood-prone areas. With power supply already disrupted for about 50,000 Jamaicans, Hurricane Melissa also has enough strength to cause severe damage to hundreds of homes and buildings.
sorry about that. Me have to look what going for me house a while ago, man. Me really have to look to me.
Hurricane Melissa is poised to deliver catastrophic impacts to Jamaica, with the World Meteorological Organization calling it the island's worst storm in over a century. It's a catastrophic situation expected in Jamaica, said WMO cyclone expert and Claire Fontaine during a Tuesday briefing.
Alright, so good night, Observer. Good night, Jamaica. This currently right now is national.
Good morning. It's now 4:45 a.m. here in
Hurricane Melissa's northern Eyewall, home to its most violent winds reaching up to 180 miles per hour, has begun moving ashore in southern Jamaica. This marks the start of the landfall process, with the storm's full center expected to cross the coastline later Tuesday morning or early afternoon. The Eyewall's arrival signals the onset of Melissa's most destructive phase, bringing extreme wind damage, torrential rain, and dangerous storm surge. Officials continue to urge residents in vulnerable areas to shelter immediately as the Category 5 hurricane makes its historic approach.
Oh boy. Yeah, this is gonna be a rough night.
As Hurricane Melissa unleashes torrential rain across Jamaica, independent journalist Jonathan Petramola has warned of dangerous flooding cascading down the island's mountainous terrain. He has described the rainfall as rushing like a waterslide toward lower elevations, posing a severe threat to towns and cities. In addition to storm surge along the coast, residents are being urged to avoid rivers, streams, and other water sources as rainfall intensifies.
I see we start already. I ain't pick out the current. Feed ya. Yeah man, I start guys. Feed ya. I pick out the current.
Jamaica has shut its two main international airports, the Sangster International Airport in Montego Bay and the Norman Manley International Airport in Kingston, making it impossible to travel to or from the island. The Norman Manley International Airport echoed this message, also informing travelers that JetBlue flights for Tuesday and Wednesday were cancelled. This has led to hundreds of travelers being stranded on the island due to multiple flight cancellations and delays.
I can feel it.
currently
Other travel companies such as TUI are also closely monitoring the Jamaican travel situation. Jamaican ports are also currently closed to shipping and cruise ships, with several cruise lines like Carnival Cruise Line and Royal Caribbean already having cancelled stops at the island and rerouted ships to other ports in the Caribbean.
come down. Nobody cannot cross it. Cross up on the hours the river come down. The river just start come down. Look there. You cannot cross.
Both Jamaican and international officials have issued multiple warnings to travelers to find somewhere safe or stay where they are until the hurricane passes, which could take several days. The Jamaican government also has a list of available hurricane shelters for travelers worried about finding safe shelter. However, it also warns that it may take some time for airports to reopen and that travelers should be prepared for serious shortages of food, accommodation, water, and health services after the hurricane passes.
Look at that sea level, yeah, boy.
The cyclone remains a ferocious Category 5 hurricane, with catastrophic wind speeds and destructive potential as it continues its path through the Caribbean. Melissa's strength places it among the most extreme tropical systems ever recorded, with forecasters warning of widespread devastation in its path. The storm's intensity is being fueled by unusually warm ocean temperatures, contributing to its explosive growth and sustained power.
A lot of rain and high winds.
For eastern Cuba, storm total rainfall of 10 to 20 inches, with local amounts of 25 inches, is expected by Monday into Wednesday, resulting in life-threatening and potentially catastrophic flash flooding with numerous landslides. Over the southeast Bahamas, total rainfall of 5 to 10 inches is expected Tuesday into Wednesday, resulting in areas of flash flooding.
Crazy.
Desmond McKenzie, Jamaica's Minister of Local Government who has been coordinating the country's disaster management response, issued a stern warning to people on Tuesday. "Jamaica, this is not the time to be brave," he said during a news conference. "Don't bet against Melissa. It is a bet we can't win." Shelters across Jamaica are still largely empty, he added, despite mandatory evacuation orders urging people to seek refuge. Of the 800 shelters that authorities have set up, less than half of those are occupied, with a total of about 6,000 people. The Jamaican Canadian Association, JCA, wrote that it was praying for Jamaica Monday. Jamaica is already experiencing some flooding and heavy rains, but conditions will soon worsen, he warned. Andrew Swaby, Kingston's mayor, says government officials have been out for a few days talking to vulnerable people. People who are unhoused, have disabilities, children, and people in lowland areas, and warning them to move to a safe place. More than 700 people are currently inside a Kingston shelter, he said. Some people are reluctant to move and believe they can ride out the hurricane based on their past experiences with them, Swaby said. The National Hurricane Center reported at 11 a.m. Tuesday that the storm was centered about 40 miles southeast of Negril, Jamaica, and 235 miles southwest of Guantanamo, Cuba. It was moving north-northeast at about 9 miles per hour. Total structural failure is likely within the Eyewall's winds, the center warned, especially in higher elevations where winds could be as much as 30% stronger than at the surface. Well over 230 miles per hour. Jamaica is the third largest island in the Caribbean, and the largest English-speaking island in a region with a population of about 2.5 million people, according to the United Nations. Residents at the U.S. Navy base at Guantanamo Bay were ordered to move into shelters on Tuesday. The installation's community gym and the recently built K-12 school were serving as two major shelters for many of the remaining 3,000 residents on the base. Those headed to shelters were told to bring a 3-day supply of ready-to-eat food and water in small coolers.